Well, I know that everybody's used to seeing us do full-size vehicles and big vehicle builds and things like that, but we're going to change it up a little bit this week. We have a push car in that box right there. It's what they call a step 2, I believe. I'm going to take that car, I'm going to put it together. But I've got some ideas for it because they're cool and all. The cars are really cool and kids love them. Like, I've done a few of these for my nieces and nephews, and kids love these cars. So let's just quit talking. Let's put it together, and I'm going to show you the issues that I have with these cars and what we're going to do about it. So I'm building this for my niece. I'm surprising her with it for her 1-year birthday. I've done quite a few of these cars. I have one that's been done for about 13 years that I did for my daughter. It's been out in the weather, it's been out in the elements, it's been drove hard by numerous kids. I enjoy doing these, I love building these. I just don't like when they come stock. We're going to take this car outside now that it's all put together, and I'm going to tell you why, show you why I don't like these cars. So this is why I don't like these cars. Check this out. This is with no weight in the car. Now, over here with the car. We've got even here. How can we make that to where it's quieter? And I'm sure there's numerous ways. You could probably wrap rubber around the tires, but let's do it my way. Let's make it a do-it-bro car. Let's get it back in the shop. Okay, so I'm going to tear this apart. Maybe. That is going to replace it. So what we're going to do, we're going to measure this out. And what I've got to do is build a chassis that essentially sits down in here, across here. And so we'll just cut a couple pieces at make sure everything's nice and straight. We've got our lift spacers, or lift, or whatever you want to call it. Got these all cut. I was going to bevel them and go through all that, but my mill's set up on something else, and that's where I normally do it. Are you recording?
Yeah.
So I've chucked up onto this 7/8 round stock here. We're going to turn it back to where it's enough to where that rim will sit on that axle enough, and where I can put a washer on it and pin the tire on. We've got to turn that to a 1/2 inch diameter now, and then it'll slide right into that wheel. So let's turn it down and I'll show you what I mean. We got all of our axle shafts turned and drilled. All these will go in here. I don't want to push that in, it's kind of tight, which is good. So some of them are tight, some of them aren't. That's where we'll drill all of our holes for the plug holes. Try this out. This is the funnest part. When you get the chassis all built, you get to test out how it looks with the wheels and tires on it, just like any other build. See, these tires aren't perfectly round. Look at that. That one's a lot taller than the other one. We're going to have to fix that. But nonetheless, check that out, dude. That's sweet. It is. Lift it up. It's got clearance. Plenty of ground clearance. You can go over anything with it, and it looks awesome. Super stoked about that. That's exciting. She's gonna love it. I feel like it's coming together really well. And we've got to come up with some sort of front bumper. I'll fabricate a front bumper for where those pipes stick out, but for the rear, go check out the back. Yeah. All right, so today we're gonna get back on the car project. We had some other stuff we had to get taken care of. I've got to cut this pipe. We're gonna go 13 inches, and what this pipe is gonna do, let's hurry and cut it and I'll explain what it's for. So this pipe, this piece of steel here, we can't use the original stock handle off of this car because it's not rigid enough and it'll just bend. So we've got to come in here, put a piece of plate steel across here, a piece of strap, and this has got to bend up for the new handle. That looks pretty good. Didn't kink too much. I like that. Now, what I like to do with these cars is I like to make the handles to where they're two-piece handles, to where if you want to put this in the back seat of like a regular sedan car, you got to be able to take this handle off. And so I'm going to make this handle where you can unscrew the entire handle off, and this is what will be sticking up basically when we're all done. And the way I do that is I've taken these concrete anchors. I've cut the piece of it off that expands in the concrete already. And what I'll do is I'll turn a little bit of this down on the lathe. And if you notice, that's the same diameter material. And so we'll turn it down to where it goes down inside here. We'll weld it, clean it up to where it'll be basically seamless. And then this will go in the opposite end of the other end of the handle, and it'll basically be to where you can screw that handle on and off. All right, this measures about 765, depending on where you're going with it, depending on where you're measuring. This is a welded tube, so we got a little bit of a weld in there that we've got to maybe file that out or just kind of work around it, and go about a ½ inch back, ½ to ¾ inch back, because it's going to be pretty thin wall by the time we're done. But once we weld it, we weld those together. It'll become one, and you'll hardly even be able to tell once we're done. So let's turn this down to 765 from 1 inch and test it and see how it fits. All right. There's our stud. We'll run a weld bead around here so we can basically hide that. We'll clean that up a little bit more with that hand grinder and drill in a couple more welds and call it good. It's raining outside. It's loud on the building. All right, so this is gonna slide into here. Don't want to go too far, might not get it out. That's about perfect right there. That'll thread into the other end and they'll butt up. So let's hurry and plug weld this here and see how that fits. It's okay, this got a little sanded, so we'll have to blend that a little bit, but for the most part, check that out. Like I say, there's a little transition problem there. It's from the bend and from this, but once we clean that up, we'll kind of build that transition back with the sander, and you'll never know. I like it. Look what I snuck out of the house. Better lock the door, that way Mom don't come out and get mad. But we have cookies now. So I'm gonna cut a piece of plate at 4 3/4 of an inch, and it's gonna lay across the back of the frame. to hold that handle. Let's cut it real quick and then I'll explain what it does. So what this is we'll weld this plate to here, and basically that way we can slide our handle. Our handle comes up and goes that way because we're upside down, but we can slide our handle, weld it here, and then weld it to the plate, and it just gives it that rigidity so you can't break it off this pipe. It just, because you're pushing and pulling on that car, pushing down all the time, you want something here to keep that handle from breaking off of here. So this just gives it that flat surface so it sets flat, and then you can tilt the car with it. So let's weld this in place, and then we'll test our handle and make sure our angle's good and all that from where we bent it previously. So let's get this welded in place. We want to cut it here. How far back we want to cut it here? I think we'll probably go, I'm saying right there on that point. Let's cut that, and then we'll put our straight bar across there. So I've got this hammered steel that I got from our local metal supplier. I got it for a job that I did. I think it was some dinner bells mounts that I did a while back, and I had an extra piece left over, so I think it'd make a really cool front bumper on this car. So what we'll do is we'll follow the contour of the vehicle, the little car, and then what we'll come in here with some mounts on a 45-degree angle and weld that up to the front, and then just wrap the car with it. So we'll just have to do a little bit of, maybe some heating, a little bit of bending. And I mean, this stuff bends, but it doesn't bend real easy. So let's get some measurements cut out. I think I'll just follow the contour of how the body is on the car, and let's get a bumper made for it. Okay, I've made it once today. Oh! It's because you turned on the camera. If you wouldn't turn on the camera, I would have made it. You see this Red Bull can right here? That made it earlier. So, that's proof. There, I made it.
We just added that.
Just edit that. Make it. So these are going to be the body mounts that mount the body to the chassis. So we'll weld these in. I'll show you how we're going to do that. We'll drill holes in these and then mount it to the body. Yep, that's what holds the body to the frame right there, believe it or not. That is going to sit inside there just like that. It's a trick, but it works. What you do, like the width of this board, in the center, mark it, okay? We're gonna get rid of this. Probably something like that. A little bit bigger so that we can fish that board in there. Let's cut that hole. All right, so the reason I put that screw in that board right there, let me show you. So we take this board, drop it right down inside that car, okay? And then it's gonna sit between these two right here. Kind of center it. Put that just like that. Now, we're gonna take these other screws just to hold it in place for us. Now, we can lay our body or our frame down in here, lay our supports, where they go, and then they'll mount and they'll pull that board towards the frame. Here, I'll show you. So we'll lay our supports, one there and one there. Like I say, that's a little overkill, but that's the supports holding the entire body to the frame, so we just, well, overdo it. I'd rather overdo it than underdo it and have it come apart. So, man, we're almost there. We're ready for paint, I think, right? Yeah, we're ready to set this on, pre-drill it, and then pull it all apart and paint the frame and get ready for the reveal in 2 days. We got 2 days. So Monday afternoon will be the reveal to my niece, and we'll put this thing through some tests when we reveal it. I want to go through some rocks, some grass, some gravels, and anything we can find. We're going to put it to the test, and then we're just going to let them take it, and she's going to love every minute of it, I hope. So let's get it blown apart and painted. I was going to paint this outside, but the wind's blowing so hard today that it'll just be a waste of time. And I started painting it last night, and we started getting a little bit of fisheye going on in the paint. It just wasn't laying out like I liked, and so it's supposed to be a paint and primer in one, but it's just not sticking even after acetone and sanding it and trying all that stuff. It just wasn't working like I liked. So we're just gonna hurry and primer this, get this primered, some gray primer, and then we'll lay out the turquoise. So this morning we come out, our frame is completely dry and ready to go. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It's nice and shiny, nice and smooth. The primer that we put on helped a lot, helped that everything stick to it. The coverage is great. I mean, you look around at it, we've got a little bit of scuffs here from it sitting on the bottom of the cardboard. We'll clean that up this morning, not a big deal. It just kind of stuck some of the cardboard to it, we don't even care. We're gonna get the masking pulled off the axles, we're basically just gonna assemble this entire car this morning, so. Probably about a week is what we're into it. We built this car. We built the chassis, cleaned it all up, put the decals on it, and I feel like this is something that most people can do in their backyard. So if you don't like the sound of the wheels on these cars and you want a better look, something that's a little stylish for your kid, I mean, do this, tear it up, get some 1-inch pipe, build a frame, go to Harbor Freight, $8 wheels, and I think buying this and everything, I'm probably into this about probably close to $150. So you can't buy a stroller, nice stroller for that. And this is stylish, man. Look at this thing, and it just goes all by itself. Perfect. I'm super happy about it. Come to the day to reveal the push car to my niece, London. We custom built this whole thing it's been about a week, and I wanted to show you guys, while I still have it here, I wanted to show you guys the side-by-side of the first one I built 13 years ago that I haven't done anything to. I haven't even messed with it. I haven't put tires on it, and it's beat up. It's been through, let's see, 3 of my kids now, and numerous nephews and nieces playing on it, and kids over the years. So check this thing out. This is how good these things hold up. The original and the latest. This could be something that London can use for a long time, and she's got a sibling on the way now, and who knows how many more. So if it's a girl, they can just continue to use this car, and if we have to put tires on it, we put tires on it. But man, I'm excited. We're getting ready to load it up in the truck now and head to a park that's nearby, and we're going to meet them there and surprise them with this awesome car for her first birthday. So let's load it up and go. All right, we made it. We're here at the park in Payson, Utah, and the little girl is right over there, my niece. She has no clue what we've got. We've got it covered up in the back of the truck right now. Dax and I are going to carry it over, and we're going to reveal it to London for her first birthday. And then we're going to see what this thing will do. Check this out. Are you ready? You want to see this? Okay, that's London. This is London's first birthday present, so here we go. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Yep, that's all yours. Yeah, that's your car. Well, I think she likes it, so that's a success. London's first birthday present. You like it?
Yeah.
Yep, I think she likes it. Well, the car was an awesome success. Keep watching, because this madness is just going to keep on going. We're going to keep fabricating and building things and anything, all the way from kids' cars to grown-ups' cars. So keep watching. Thanks.